Okay, so I was recently asked about attaching a string of Christmas lights to a set of words and using an image that we can't change color on individual pieces and how we can do that. So I just wanted to recreate that and show you how to do this. So I'm just going to type in the word Merry. Christmas. This is the similar request of what we were looking for. I'm going to grab a font that's a little bit more decorative. And I pressed the wrong button, so I deleted it. So let's try this again. All right. Here's our Merry Christmas. And the request was to take an image similar to this one and be able to attach this to the words here. But we wanted the light bulbs to have a color. And I do just want to say I am not a pro at this by any means. I haven't had my Cricut very long. There may be simpler ways to do this. This is just what I've learned and what I'm going to show you guys today. So I'm going to take this image and figure out the size that I want it to be and how I kind of want this to be laid out with my Merry Christmas. You know, the ask for this example was kind of attaching it kind of to the end of a word, similar to this. So I'm going to just do it like this for our example. I'm going to pick the size that I want it to be before I start anything, and I'm going to get that placed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on that image, and I'm going to duplicate it. I tend to duplicate things twice just in case I screw something up, then I have it there. This is what I'm going to work on. I do like to have everything be supersized, so I am going to zoom in a little bit on my workspace. And I want to make each of these bulbs be a color. So I'm going to do this with the slicing tool. And I'm going to insert my shape. I like to work with a square a lot because I can manipulate it pretty easily. And I'm going to take this square and I am going to start by cutting out one of these light bulbs. So I'm going to place the square over what I'm going to cut out. So at this point you can see that light bulb is pretty covered. And then I'm going to click and drag so I can highlight both the square and the light bulbs, which is going to highlight both of my items, and I'm going to click the slice button. It does its little magic, and now I have some extra copies of just the light itself made. Like I said, I like to use the square when I'm doing this because I can use it multiple times. I can manipulate it pretty well. I don't know, the square works for me. If you prefer to use a different shape, that's doable. So then here is my next light bulb that I just cut out. So I'm just going to cut these out a couple at a time. Oops, I'm moving the wrong thing. I want to just highlight my square and my lights. I'm going to click the slice button again. So I'm going to go through and do this a few times. I just want, you know, it doesn't have to look pretty on my square. I just want my slice. Now, you know, I could grab a different shape that would work. But I'm going to show you just in case you guys do this on accident sometimes. So I'm going to grab like a little bit too much. It happens, right? So, oops, here I go again. So let me highlight that. I'm going to slice that. And we'll see, I think, maybe, yeah, so I grabbed a little bit too much here. So when I grab this, you see, look, I've got this extra stuff that I don't need. So I did this, you know, this is purposeful. I'll be able to show you guys how I fix it. Let me grab just that last one of these off. And this one will have a lot of extra, but that'll be perfect. I can show you how to do that. All right, so I sliced this bad boy. I'm going to delete that. You know, this has no more lights on it, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete this off. Now, this is where you kind of just, it gives you a couple extras. You know, you can just delete them. So this is where we can change the color. So this one, I'm going to make yellow, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to line it right up here. Now, I do like to leave the black behind it. I typically, depending on what I'm working on, I'll print off in either white or in black vinyl, so I can use this kind of as a template. It allows to give it a little bit of an outlined look. If that's not what you're going for, then that's okay. You know, we can take that piece and delete them off and, you know, make it work. So let's go, here's another one. This one was the one that went here, so I'm just going to change this color to a blue color. And like I said, I like to have, I like that background on it still. This is that duplicate of that one. Here's that one. Red. Is that not this one? Maybe it's this one, huh? Yeah, it's that one. Okay, so this one goes here, and that's where that extra loop is. This one we've already done, and this one goes here. So, you know, that happens sometimes. Don't click undo. Just grab your square again or whatever shape, and cut out those pieces. It's gonna erase it for us. So we'll do that, and then now look, bam, it's all by itself. So I can take this one up here. Oops, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Here's a green. Now look, see, I also went down in there. I don't know that I love that. I think I want that to be whatever color. So I'm going to take, now I don't like to move the shapes that I'm going to use. So that's why I'm going to take my square and I'm going to turn my square. So then that way I can cut that off at the angle that I want it to be. Slice that bad boy. And here we go. That's going to look so much better. You can clean up that extra, you know, your extra stuff on your screen. Here's another one. So this one here, I'll go on this side. Slice it. And then I'm going to go this side. Slice it. And I don't know what color to do. Orange probably is what's missing out of our Christmas light bulb strand here. So there you go. Then, you know, I just clean up my mess. It's almost like, you know, I'm weeding and I've got lots of extra vinyl just laying around. And if I like how that looks, then I'll go ahead and I'll delete my my original image. So that is a great way. Now if you weren't happy with the size, like once you were done with this, you can then go ahead and group those together. So then we can rearrange that size. If you were only unhappy with this one's size and you liked your Christmas, then you could group just those together. So then that way our bulbs are going to grow and change those sides. And you can see I didn't line these up perfect, but it's the exact same size. Again, I do like to leave the full print, so then that way when I'm printing, I do have a little bit of a layout, and I'll just layer that. It allows me to know exactly where it's going with the Christmas lights. Maybe not so hard, but with some other images, you might want to have that guide of what the whole picture looks like when you're adding in. If you offset your vinyl a little bit on accident, it will give you a little bit like how these ones look. So you'll see a little bit of that border, kind of outline it. I think it looks nice. It's really up to you with how you want that to look. So yeah, this was the example that I wanted to show today. So hopefully the next time I have a request, it's something that I will be able to record and show all of you guys as well. And hopefully this is helpful.